Hello, 'tis I, Fat Cow. Nothing much to report currently. Foodie is slightly MIA. General consensus is possibly a visa run, maybe in the hospital, judging by how bloody awful she looked last time she made a video. Maybe more arguments with Scylla. Whatever it is, I can guarantee it's not fun. So what shall we talk about? Well, I had a few comments on a recent video regarding Foodie and her inability to see how much she contributed on her side towards the extremely toxic relationship that was her and Nada. In the video, I had gone so far as to say that she was, in her own way, equally as mistreating as Nada was. And that got me to thinking, because her behaviour, her expression, let's say, of this period in her life isn't what I would expect from somebody who had been in that kind of relationship. I'm not saying that there's a right or wrong way to react to having been mistreated. I'm just saying that Foodie, along with many other things, not just the mistreatment, weaponizes her history in order to manipulate what she wants out of people. She weaponizes the mistreatment to win arguments. She weaponizes her mistreatment to end conversations she's uncomfortable with. She weaponizes the mistreatment as an excuse for her behaviour. Now, her mistreatment at the hands of Nada isn't the only thing that she weaponizes. She weaponizes her faith. She weaponizes her history. She weaponizes her health. She weaponizes incompetence when it suits her. What I'm saying basically is Foodie will use any advantage she thinks she can get from an otherwise shitty situations, whereas most people would normally not be so inclined to throw their past traumas or current traumas into other people's faces in order to one up somebody. The most obvious example of Foodie weaponizing her mistreatment is Cuba Rage. Cuba Rage, according to Foodie, is directly the result of her mistreatment, and therefore she is not responsible for what happened and what she said. Foodie weaponized her faith recently when she implied that the Lol Cow Live men shouldn't have asked to see her indecent picture was worse for her being a Muslim. She will weaponize her drug use as an excuse for things she has done. She will weaponize her lack of knowledge of whether something was racist or bigoted or anti-Semitic or not. She will, plead ignorance when the majority of the time she will argue till she's blue in the face that she is incredibly smart and significantly smarter than everybody else. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of examples of Foodie using her history, her past traumas, anything, her mental health, as an excuse or justification for doing something. All boils down to one of the most fundamental facts of foodie beauty. Let's call it rule number 2, because we all know rule number 1. Foodie beauty's rule number 2. It is never her fault. BBJ's clause? Not her fault. She was away. Plus BBJ is old and doesn't do what younger cats do. You know, their nails grow faster. So definitely not her fault. Cuba age. Well, it was a direct response to the mistreatment that she had gotten from Nida and Dee Dee, and her mental health, and alcohol and drugs. She refers to FFG's deceased mother as worm food. Well, not her fault. FFG was being horrible to her. She cheated on Pete. Well, Pete hadn't been intimate with her for over 6 months. So, who could blame her? Foodie Beauty has not taken accountability for a single thing for her whole entire life. Foodie Beauty is never wrong. Foodie Beauty behaves the way she does because everybody else makes her. And why does Foodie Beauty think and feel this way? Well, I've said it before and I'll say it again. And yes, it's getting a bit tedious now, but she's a narcissist. Any psychologist who spent enough time with Foodie Beauty or has watched anything of Foodie Beauty's for enough time will probably tell you that she has narcissistic personality disorder, and as a consequence of this, Foodie will never admit that something that she did was purely out of spite, or was purely because she's an unpleasant person. She does not see herself as that. She sees herself as being better than. She sees herself as a victim. She thinks she is woefully misunderstood and that everybody else is bullying her. Foodie, in Foodie's world, is a very hard done by individual who deserves to be treated better and deserves to be recognised for the fucking fantastic person she truly believes she is.